It happened so fast I wasn't sure I saw it, but I did. The eyes in the painting, those dark, soulless eyes, blinked. For a moment I felt my chest tighten and my legs turn to jelly. The dining hall was empty, except for me and the portrait. My heart raced as I took a step back, my eyes glued to it. This is no ghost story. This is real. It happened to me at Imiete boarding school in Abia State, Nigeria. If I had known what I know now, I'd never have stepped foot into that cursed place. I arrived at Amelia High School at the start of the second term in SS2. My parents had just moved to the village for work, and this was the closest school that could fit our budget. It wasn't exactly the best option. The school was old, with its cracked walls and faded signboard, and the stories I heard from the other students weren't comforting either. "Have you seen the painting in the dining hall?" Chioma, my seatmate in class, asked me one afternoon. "What painting?" She looked around like she was making sure no one was listening. "The big one at the end of the dining hall. They say it's cursed." I laughed. "Cursed? How?" "Anyone who stares at it too long sees something strange," she whispered, leaning closer. One boy said he saw blood dripping from its eyes. Another girl ran out screaming about hearing voices. I rolled my eyes. It sounded like the kind of nonsense kids tell to scare new students. But Chioma was serious. "You'll see it during lunch," she said, her voice low. "Just don't look at it for too long." I didn't think much of it at the time. The first time I saw the painting, it didn't seem special. It hung at the far end of the dining hall, above the head table where the teachers sat during meals. It was huge, taking up most of the wall, and framed in dark, heavy wood. The painting showed a stern-looking woman in traditional Igbo attire, her gaze sharp and unyielding. She seemed to be watching everything at once, like those eyes could follow you wherever you moved. "That's her," Chioma whispered, nudging me. "Who?" "Madame Ihuoma. They say she was the wife of the school's founder, but..." She hesitated. "But what?" "They say she died a horrible death. Some say she was poisoned. Others say she was murdered by someone close to her. No one knows for sure, but they say her spirit is still here, in that painting." I laughed again, louder this time. "Chioma, I beg, stop scaring me. It's just a painting." Her face stayed serious. "You'll see." For weeks, I didn't pay much attention to the painting. Sure, it was creepy, but nothing unusual happened. At least, not until that night. It was a Thursday, and I had stayed back in the dining hall to finish my night prep assignment. The hall was empty, the only sound coming from the ceiling fan overhead. I was scribbling away in my notebook when I felt it. A strange sensation, like someone was watching me. I looked up. The painting was right there, its dark eyes boring into me. I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself it was just my imagination. But then I saw it. The eyes, they blinked. I froze. My pen slipped out of my hand and clattered to the floor. I stared at the painting, my heart pounding in my chest. Had I imagined it? Then it happened again. This time, the lips moved. They curled into a faint, almost imperceptible smile. I bolted out of the dining hall, my legs barely carrying me. The next morning, I told Chioma what I saw. "Ha!" she exclaimed, clutching her chest. "I told you not to look at it too long. Did you see anything else?" "No," I said, though my voice wavered. It just blinked and smiled." Chioma shook her head. "That's how it starts. First, the eyes, then the voices." I didn't want to believe her, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. For the next few days, I avoided the dining hall as much as possible. When I had to go in, I kept my head down, refusing to look at the painting. But the nightmares started. In my dreams, I was back in the dining hall, alone. The painting was there, its eyes glowing red. It would whisper my name, over and over, until I woke up drenched in sweat. I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to talk to one of the teachers, Mr. Namdi, who seemed friendly enough. "Sir, do you know anything about the painting in the dining hall?" I asked him after class. He gave me a strange look. "What about it?" Is it true that it's cursed?" His expression darkened. "Who told you that?" "Some of the students," I said quickly. "I've just been hearing things." Mr. Namdi sighed and leaned back in his chair. "That painting has been here since the school was founded. Yes, there are stories about it, but they're just stories. Don't let your imagination run wild." I nodded, but his answer didn't reassure me. If anything, it made me more suspicious. That night, I woke up to a sound outside my window. It was faint, like someone whispering. I got up, my heart racing, and peeked outside. There was nothing there, just the empty courtyard bathed in moonlight. I tried to go back to sleep, but the whispering continued. It was coming from inside the room. I turned on my flashlight and scanned the room. My bunkmates were fast asleep, their breaths steady and even. The whispering grew louder. It was coming from under my bed. I froze. Every nerve in my body screamed at me to run, but I couldn't move. Slowly, I leaned over the edge of the bed and shone my flashlight underneath. There was nothing there. But as I sat back up, I saw it. The painting. It was hanging on the wall across from my bed. My breath caught in my throat. That wasn't possible. The painting was supposed to be in the dining hall. The woman in the portrait was smiling now, her eyes locked onto mine. The next morning, I was sick with fear. I couldn't eat, couldn't focus in class. I told Chioma what happened, but she just stared at me in shock. "You have to tell someone," she said. "I tried. They won't believe me." Chioma hesitated, then said, "Maybe you should go to the chapel, pray about it." I wasn't a particularly religious person, but I was desperate. That evening, I went to the chapel and prayed harder than I ever had in my life. I begged God to protect me, to take away whatever curse had been placed on me. As I walked back to the hostel, I felt a strange sense of calm. Maybe it was just the act of praying, but I felt like I had done something to fight back. That night, I slept peacefully. But when I woke up, something was different. The painting was gone. I blinked, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. The wall across from my bed was empty. For a moment, I felt relief. Maybe it was all over. But then I heard it. A faint whisper. It was coming from the mirror. I turned slowly, my blood turning to ice. The woman from the painting was there, staring at me from inside the mirror. She wasn't smiling anymore. "Why did you pray?" she hissed. I screamed. I don't remember much after that. When I woke up, I was in the school clinic. The nurse said I had fainted and hit my head. They told my parents I had been stressed and needed rest, but I knew the truth. The painting wasn't just cursed. It was alive, and it wasn't done with me. To this day, I don't know why it chose me. I left St. Ignatius before the term ended, and I've never gone back. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I hear it. A faint whisper, and I know she's still watching.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through the rich and vibrant world of African folktales. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical tales that connect us to our roots and inspire our future. Remember, every story holds a lesson, and every lesson shapes our journey. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired. Thank you.